Hey everybody, Kale here. Welcome to today's Cards for Contemplation reading. First we pull the Frog and Lotus, and this is the card of metamorphosis, okay? And the second card we pull was the Porcupine and Anemone, which is the card of boundaries. And I did feel a sense to get a clarifier card, and we jump over to the tarot deck for that and pulled the Lovers in reverse, which really orients the entire reading. Okay, so in Hermetic Kabbalah, in that version of tarot, the Lovers card represents the alignment of will and heart. And here's what it looks like in the upright, just so you have a chance to see that. Okay, and so it's the alignment of will and heart. And the fact that it's in reverse is representing inner division, misaligned values, relational fracture, or choices made against the self. Okay, and this is the card that represents choice through discrimination. It's the path from understanding to heart-centered harmony. And so when we're looking at choices made against the self, that inner division, misaligned values, relational fracture, that says to me something needs to change. And I think that's where we have that metamorphosis card, right? Or something is changing or something needs to change in a deeper way, in a way that allows you to align your will with your heart. We have that boundaries card here, so maybe it's an invitation to contemplate where boundaries with self or others and others may be really beneficial during this time, especially when it comes to aligning your will and your heart. Okay, a few questions to contemplate with this card are: what does the heart truly align with? Okay, how can you release some of that inner division? Okay, and perhaps contemplating like what is getting in the way of that? You know, why am I not moving forward in my heart's truth, perhaps? Or what is my heart's truth? And maybe the clarity is needed around that, and all you can sense is an inner discord. Okay. Another question is, what must be chosen and separated? Again, we have those boundaries, and sometimes it's not just with people. That can be with habits and behaviors and actions, and just how we are choosing to spend our time and energy. Okay, and so what must be chosen? What new things need to be chosen and focused on and taken action towards? What things need to be separated? What might need to be left behind? Again, this is perhaps a change. And so what is being left behind in that change? Is there space that needs to be made for the grieving of that? This card also represents like it being okay to change. It also can speak to sometimes the fears that come up with change. And so what do you need right now? How can you be best supported during this change? Okay, and another question to contemplate is what union is true and what is merely attraction or attractive. Okay, and to me that can also just mean like distraction. So what is the true union? Whether that's with another person, that's again where you're focusing your time and energy, perhaps a project, a community, just whatever you're invested in. What is true and what is simply a bit more surface level, of what is more of just distraction and just based on the attraction that you have to it, as opposed to, again, that deeper alignment of will and heart. All right, and so I think there's an invitation here to get clear on values if that's where the misalignment is coming in. Perhaps through this change, your values have shifted, perhaps they are shifting. What else here? As it relates to boundaries, there may be a question or a contemplation around, what scares me most about setting boundaries with myself or with others? What am I afraid to lose? What's my challenge here? What's my difficulty? And so we have a number of contemplations that can be had with these three cards. And I invite you to take the time to consider that. And one last message that came with the Lovers in reverse, we get: something may look desirable, but it is not actually in covenant with your deeper truth. So that's what we want to get clear on, that alignment of will and heart. What's your deepest truth, and how can you best move forward in honoring that? Be well.